We also need a prediction later. Well, now, I guess. So we're good to ready up, right? $20. Wow, that's like after GBS. Okay, I'm gonna take my time with this. Test. Okay, I can in fact be on stream, and we're off. Never mind. Even fairly synced, surprisingly. I don't. That's definitely a new one. So we have Forensics Phantom versus Caden in the thing calls it chapter 1. It's technically I guess round 2. Yeah, so this is the last match of that round. That's still pending. The winner of this match is gonna go against Wheels in chapter 2, and the loser is gonna go against Emily in GBS. Those are such nondescript names. Just playing through Prologue so far. I think, I'm not sure what kind of matching Caden has. I guess I could check on the splits, but Phantom could definitely get up to maybe a 538, which would be the tourney SLB, the T-Saw, as Phantom calls it. So far, since Owen did get like a 539 somehow. Yeah, okay, Caden doesn't have the Caden's splits are kind of um Caden splits at a different point in Prologue than the normal one, so not really something that's worth comparing. Phantom is playing on JPVC, but to crash fix, so definitely no crashes like the last year. But Phantom is probably going to for GBS, which is possible on this version. Caden is playing on what I believe is US Revision 0. since they were practicing GDS and VC earlier, but it can't be USB-C since GBS is not available on that version. We'll see whether they get GBS or at least get it, whether they save time with it or just get it within any kind of time frame. Either is definitely very above average for such a beginner runner. And so I'm finishing prologue at a 5:39. Ooh, might barely beat Owen, but that's tough. Caden doesn't the same path to run. So, but Caden is also going to be out of prologue. Definitely a pretty standard time for US disc. Disc does tend to lose a lot in prologue since it has very slow loading times. US is also not helping, although US is generally a much smaller factor than some people would assume. Since text itself practically scrolls instantly on every text box when you press 2, so it doesn't really help aside from the amount of text boxes it itself saves, which isn't that much, and also just doesn't do much per text box. Really what matters for English way more is that certain animations just take longer. I think elevators do. Same with Fractale, I think, has some animations that take longer. That's a much bigger factor, and obviously GBS is generally the biggest factor if you're talking about JPVC versus USVC, which is the comparison that's being evoked much more often since Disk just loses too much to be viable in comparison to either of them. Phantom successfully not picking up any coins. That's a minor time save unless he wants to go shop, which is pretty unlikely. Now, I'm not sure if Caden is gonna go shop, but they're definitely not picking up any coins here, which is fair either way since you would generally want to get coins a bit later. Depending on how much you want to buy, you'd either get the coin block or the cloud coins in 1-2. Phantom just got the, well, we'll see it on Caden's screen too in a couple seconds, but they just got the Shroom Shake, the Shell Shark, and the Fire Burst. Game audio doubled? Hopefully not. Wait. It's like crazy quiet. Cora is gone, so I can't fix it. I guess I could ping them. Are you sure? I can't really hear it. Okay. Thank you, SPM speedrunning. Phantom coming up on 1-1 grind. You generally want maybe well, at least maybe 20k, but you'd obviously want as much as possible. Although points in the pit, excess points don't really save that much. Getting a boost room, not very helpful. Oh, zombie shroom, I guess. Phantom taking the right quite slow, but ooh, falls off on the last few squiglets. They were lined up really nicely. Yeah, but 27k is definitely alright. It's even can be progressed to pretty good if Phantom gets a good and very insightful chunks. I would love to, but I don't have audio on I would love to sing the 1-1 thing, but I don't have audio, and I guess I mean I could look at the stream itself, but then I'd be delayed, and that doesn't help. And the other thing is like a virtual camera that doesn't have audio. Caden getting a slow flower, that's good. I guess I could sing the one theme desynced, I guess. Caden hitting the guy first, so the slow flower is faster. That's interesting. It's like smart, but I've never thought of it before. I guess. Oh no, that's a fall. That's falling off. Mm, taking it slow now, but I mean, yeah, okay, ran out. 32k is very alright. Phantom did not get the 1-1 T-Sob, unfortunately. I did sort of notice that Caden, I think, got some extra coins in the middle of 1-1, so they might be shopping. And Wheels voted predicted Phantom with 20 channel points. That's so much. I guess there's no like redemptions yet on the stream anyways. Phantom going for the favorite trick of the tournament, the fan favorite. Green Bridge Dip has killed a lot of runs, although it would have to go astronomically bad here to have a big impact on the standings. Setting up, going for the crazy jump, alright? It worked, but that's so dumb. That's very inconsistent. Okay, setting up correctly. Hitting, going for Buffalos maybe, never mind. Okay, working on it. Ooh, okay, two, not hitting the Phantom Recovery. Hits the Phantom Recovery. What a gamer. Maybe I should have went for Moonrise Cycle in my run. Okay, Phantom finishing a definitely not T-Sob time, but He's got past GBS. That's definitely the most important part. Caden, I think, is gonna also go for GBS. Yes, and or I guess buying stuff, but yeah, probably also buying stuff. Team is down. I guess this is what I'm saying right now is gonna be available only on the VOD. Can I be heard on the stream at all? Yeah, but I think just listen to it, but I think the game audio is gone. I guess that makes sense if everything is lagging. I don't know. Phantom hitting a very unconfident but working chunks. Yes, that was some nice points. Caden still going for the one frame. Ooh, maybe a bit early. Phantom doing ICS. Pick up the guy. Get hit. Guy gets dropped above you. Jump on him. Beautiful. Doing BPS where there's like a small ledge which you can run on, and that allows, since you're running, that allows you to keep running on the ledge even though it's already gone. It's kind of weird. Nice. That's a that's a pretty good 1-3, I think. I wonder what kind of time it is. 301. Wow, I think that might beat. Yeah, I think that beats the T-Sob. I am correct in that the game audio can't be heard anymore, right? I'm not sure I'm viewing this properly. Okay, thank you for confirming. Caden coming in early on the one frame is tragic. We were watching him practice it, or I was watching him practice it earlier. Yeah, I think the nerves are getting to him a little bit. And I'm missing key early by not throwing the guy correctly, I think. Or maybe flipping too early. Yeah, but no, it works. 48k for Phantom is definitely a bit below average, but very okay. Dum, 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 dum. I don't know the rest of the 1-4 music. Okay, thank you for the ad, Phantom. Caden did use the shroom shake, so has a little bit more time. That might work. Oh, let me press it. One frame early. What is this ad for?
What is this? What do they have in Canada? This is so weird. I say that not because of the product, but because it's in English. All my ads are not in English, so this is different, so it must be like that. It's the wonder we don't have that in Germany. And we're back on Phantom Screen. Oh, Caden gave up, came up with doing the normal route. That's heartbreaking. Phantom, since because of the key early miss, is definitely not T-stopping anything here. But there's a pretty good chance they'll get the tourney best run so far, since the other top runners who have ran so far didn't get very good times. I mean, anything is possible. Phantom has been getting some very good times recently. It's not impossible that we'll see maybe a world record. Although their chapter one so far has been not bad, but quite average. I suppose that's the thing you'd want above all in Pit Persona. The prediction has finished with 70 points on Phantom and 10 points on Caden. There's a lot of money being exchanged here. Phantom lining up for the fast fractale. Maybe that's the strat. I've heard people calling it 3D flip strat. What? Jumps too early. That's so sad. That's definitely it. Oh my god, no! Gonna have to do the Pixela strat. That's way too late. That's not. Why did you go for it? Okay, sure. That's like maybe a 20 seconds time loss. It's not good. Caden entering 1-3 now after losing a very sad struggle to GBS. But could still pull it back if something happens to Phantom. He did tell me in VC earlier that if he was on record pace, he'd play recklessly. So you can only hope, I guess. I guess hope that he gets on record pace and then dies. That's a very cruel thing to hope for, I think. Caden going for the sweet jump. There's two ways to do this, really. I know that Owen and Phantom, I think, do it with an audio cue at some point. But what I do and what's also said in the Yenny percent, okay, they're not doing sweet jump. I thought they were practicing it earlier. Okay, I guess this is the easier strat. But what's also possible is that you can it's like you can just jump off at the ledge and then jump off again as soon as possible. And that can also hit it, but it's kind of dependent on how well you can do like a near frame perfect jump from the ground. And I guess the collision of the floor itself isn't very well defined or easily visible either. Phantom getting a 24-37. That is absolutely not T-Sob. That's um much. Yeah, that's pretty slow in comparison to the ones before him. I'm not sure if it's better than Moonrise or not. It is. Wow, what did I do in that run? Caden getting some pretty okay points on jumps, just falling off on the last hit there. What? I even get to ban someone from the channel. That's so cool. Mathematical attack. Ooh, Caden missing iciness, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we are entering Prey 2, which is just the most boring split of the run. There's nothing you can really say. So we'll resume gameplay in like 5 minutes or something. Hayden going for Z jump purely. Ooh, going a bit late on the going late on the right press there. Not flipping off the ledge. Ooh, very far left. Worked barely. Nice. Let's go. Even if GBS didn't go well, that's a win at least. Probably even save time with that. game audio's back. That's so crazy. We get to listen to 3-2 again. Okay, thank you, Korum.
Oh. Yeah.
Aiden getting the shroom, that might be a good move with the... Okay, I have to mute the stream again. I can't be hearing myself talk. That might be a pretty good move with the... but the grind was okay. Still, you'd rather have too many points, especially when your objective is essentially just to stay alive. Since Caden, unfortunately, they could still definitely PB, but it's gonna be a bit challenging. Definitely saving time in the split, I believe. Phantom finally commencing a gameplay part of Prey 2. Gonna get Peach immediately switch to Mario, and we will not see Peach again until like in 50 minutes. Never mind, at the start of 2 on the user for like a second. But Phantom going to head to the outskirts and put the thing in a pillar so we can finally start seeing Prey 2. No, 2-1. He's not Pre-2. I guess we'll see Pre-2 again on Caden's stream, but at the same time, we'll probably be seeing the pit, and that's going to be very exciting. I'm excited, personally. I don't get why Phantom flips on that so late. You're just gonna have, yeah, you're just gonna have issues with the 3D bar here. And you're gonna have to flip, like, immediately, and it's gonna be really annoying. I guess it works, but I don't like it. Now, we in the industry, when one runner is in some boring mashing segment, like Caden is about to be, and the other one is in an exciting segment, like Phantom is about to be, that's what we in the industry, in the business, that's what we call the offset. In that it allows mutual entertainment via while not sacrificing any efficiency while running. Caden going, nope, that's not gonna work. Okay, good recognizing. Okay, just gonna try to stay on. No, didn't. Caden I think was just mashing A, which doesn't work in that case since Fractal makes you slide. You have to be like holding against the direction you're sliding in to be able to flip in that situation. That's the second to last Peach use of the run. Phantom's gonna go for a cool strat here that's only done by very few people. This is TAS flipless, I guess it's not really TAS only, but it's pretty cool. You throw the guy up there, jump off, get damage boosted, and even not damage boosted to the right. That was very optimal. Very fast. Caden gonna be trying to stay on again? Maybe, possibly. There's a chance. Flipping? Not flipping, not really, not flipping again. Not holding into the right direction, I think. Phantom gonna be entering the room for blue switch early. Which is, I think, one of the newest strats in the pit run. You want to, it's another Z jump, so you're, again, flipping off this ledge, then doing the normal Z jump movement. You're gonna flip over here, where the back wall is indented a little bit, and there's like a small gap that you can fit through. Oh no! Going for the fast strat there. If you hit that guy with the, ooh, that's not gonna work. If you there's a strat there where you can just use the row and it'll hit the switch, but didn't get it in that case. I don't know if that flipped out, maybe. No! I think the pipe screwed it in the last second. But I get what he was going for since he wanted to avoid the shroom shake. It's so slow. I don't even think that's gonna work. Okay, it's very close. Caden finishing out Projectile. Yeah, that's a pretty big time loss. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think gonna have a very rough pin entry. Maybe lost about 20 seconds there and gonna enter at around 38-20, which is definitely worse than Owen. But if he doesn't get a 44-minute pit, which is almost out of the question, then we should still see a tourney best here from Phantom.
Me?
Phantom getting Boomer, the maybe, perhaps, most important pixel of the run. It's the most important in the sense that without Boomer, no, in the category that doesn't have Boomer, nobody runs it. So maybe it is the most important, and that it is the one that makes the community. Or maybe it's the least important, and that the fact that we don't need him and we can just ignore him. If we wanted to. Who knows? Gonna be enter. Ooh, yeah, this is a very tough enter pit. Maybe about a 38, 36, about tied with my run earlier in the week. No, the thing is quite delayed, so this is maybe a. Wait, no, not updating. Okay, yeah, this is. Never mind. This is a very tough pit entry. Did lose another 28 seconds in that split. Gonna be drawing for the Boomer throw. Gets it first try. That's the Phantom I know. And we're inside the flipside pit. So the pit been visible a lot of times so far. I guess I can summarize it again. 100 rooms, 99 of them, well, 89 of them are very random. There's the same room layouts every time, and the same types of enemies and amounts of enemies spawn every time. But the layouts, the door spawns and door exits are random. But only in that there's multiple pairs which are always picked from. You can't get they're not truly random, in that they could be anywhere. the positions of the enemies are also random, and obviously the which enemy has the key and the drops that they drop is also random. But the types of enemies are not. Which makes for a very RNG filled but still very controllable speedrun, which can be which you can definitely improve at, especially since there's so much cool movement. That is not a throw use, that's worth it. Phantom, what are you doing? Getting another good key. I feel like the first few rooms so far have been pretty good. That's what I'm feeling from this. Yeah, not bad at all. Looking at the splits. A pretty nice layout for room 6 as well, having all of these guys so close to each other. Yeah, first unfortunate key, but could be a worse room than room 7. Ooh, nice predict on the enemy on the at the top there. I'm not sure whether that was intentional, but it worked out really well. Has Caden talked to Myrtle? I'm not sure. I'll hope so, I suppose. It looked like he didn't. Phantom getting a pretty solid 0 to 10. Nothing to write home about, but not bad. Ties the T-Sob, I believe. Doing a nice ceiling kill here. I really like that with the Koopa since they have such a big hitbox. Okay, the moment of truth. Did Caden talk to the guy? I'm really not sure. Phaser, we'll see whether you're right. Ooh, they did not. That's tough. It happens to the best of us. I know Sonic, like a year ago, forgot the fire burst, and I had to like reset. Oh no, Phantom getting the thing where you where they get comboed upwards. Is at 3 HP is not gonna heal. I guess the level up is pretty soon in this room though, but still. I think that's only 2 shot anyways. Okay. It's not level up yet, but room 14 is not that dangerous usually. So yeah, let's level up. Phantom just has to play for a finished pit, pretty much. Looking like maybe a bit of an unfortunate split so far. Nice first key. not getting Super Trolled for once. Phantom does know the despawn, so it wouldn't have been that big of a deal, but maybe it would have affected HP a bit. It's not really something to be that worried about either way. That's a pretty decent 10s, I believe. Yeah, about basically keeping even with PB. Which, if they do manage to do that the entire run, that's a 117. So what more can you hope for? I think the best time gotten in a tourney was some 118 from Poor last time, or maybe a 119. Probably a 118. Nice jump up the swig for Caden. That's very precise to jump off like that, so that you're jumping off on the way up instead of falling onto the swig itself. I think I'm gonna have to go around to kill these extra Zingzots? What are they called? No, Boingoings? Yeah. Seems reasonable. I'm not sure what the base guys are called then. Sproingoings, right. Sproingoings, and because they're blue, they're Boingoings, and the other ones are white. So they're Zoingoings. I don't know why they're called that. Caden escaping the wrath of Pre 2, and finally entering a semblance of gameplay again. Wow, that's a nice 26 G for Phantom. Nice 27 too, wow. Then for Super Boomer? Super Boomer is where you flip on a certain frame so that everyone dies? Yes. Nice. This one is really annoying without Throw or Super Boomer. But looking like a pretty decent split, I think. Depends on how 29 goes. You can't ever call anything before 29. Nice. Good key. Gonna have to go around this guy, but that's like a... That's about a 3x. That's really good. Not sure, is it T-Sob? No, actually it's definitely not, because time got the Con-Sob during this. Because Emily updating the sheet in real time. Alright. I don't even have to tell you anymore, I can just look at it and you say it. That's so nice. Okay, another ad. Caden trying to do BSE. The direction that you're facing doesn't matter at all, since, like, turning Mario around is just not an action that takes any time, you know? It doesn't... You don't, like, accelerate slower if you're looking the wrong way. It is optimal to, Well, okay, yes, you're not completely wrong in that,
There's another ship
that's
in this system with me.
optimal.
Caden getting BSC, nice. But I'm not sure if that applies to every door. Oh, that's probably some of them. It doesn't. It definitely doesn't apply to locks. Wait, where does Phantom go? Phantom.
Shop whoop.
Is it because of that? It's cool right here. Maybe, probably. Yeah, it doesn't apply to locks since turnaround toys don't do anything there anyways. Yeah, Phantom saved a lot in that split. It's now only 14 seconds behind PB. Yeah, that's probably a way smarter thing to think of than whatever I was saying earlier. Locked doors, lock your. The issue with locked doors is that when you interact with a lock, it freezes your pixel movement, which doesn't happen when you interact with a normal door. So the pixels can't move like after you turn it around, so it doesn't do anything. Sorry, it took me a while to understand what you were referencing. Going for a Super Puma? Not sure if that's justified, but gets it. Who could have guessed? Fanta leaving the 30s at another a bit worse now, but not a bad split still. About 348. I'll wait to confirm until Emily adds it to the sheet. Phantom's already gotten a lot of T-subs so far. Yeah, Emily has added to the sheet. Wow, that's another nice key. Phantom so far, Phantom's pit. Phantom is 1326 into the pit itself, I think. 1326, which is... I have awesome tools that will tell me. 1326 is around the 130th best run of all time. Which isn't crazy, that's not bad. Caden getting the boomer throw. It's also gonna be in the pit, about a bit behind. Phantom entering 45, not a bad time at all in the split itself. Wow, getting a first key. Alright. Are we seeing the Shake comp subs fall now? Maybe. Probably not, but it'd be sick. Ooh, not hitting the jump there. Getting a last key on 46 of all places. It's a weird one. Ooh, almost got poisoned. Didn't check to see if the guy on the bottom had the key. Sure, got lucky.
I'm canceling the boomer damage because he jumped on it. And for front clubber, nice. Pretty okay key. And probably a pretty decent segment, but unfortunately going up against a monster segment in the PV. So, it's not gonna save any time. Kaden trying to take out this one. Nice, getting the level up to 60k as well. Yeah, Phantom getting a slightly above average 40s, which is fine. Thank you, SPM speedrunning. Can we get like the run that just tells us facts about the runners? This is Phantom's 838th best run ever. Thanks, Phaser. We're really getting some good info here. Thanks, I'm getting last key on this room. Unfortunately, cannot do pig jump. Not because it was the last key, but because the guys in the doors on the bottom. We might see a really cool super boomer in this room. Hesitated on flipping. Ooh, okay. That's sad. Nice key though. Gets the level up to 1. Nice. Mystery box. Maybe we'll see that cooked up the other one. Barely missed that guy. That was robbery. Going for that guy down there. That's, I think, a bit of a weird play. Nice key though. 54 is just a terrible room. You can't really expect that much in the first place. Phantom entering 56 on a pretty okay pace for the split. Nothing crazy, nothing too bad. Could be ahead here if he gets some very good keys. That's a good key. Not a good layout, but pretty good key. Ooh, missing the points. Oh no! Dude, wait, that's such a bad clue. Nice key on 58. Very slow, like second key, but it's not a Amazing Daisy or something stupid like that. Another good key, leading to yet another mediocre but not bad split. Definitely not saving a ton on the PB, but it's fine. Phantom stealing all the pit like T-Sobs. No, not the T-Sobs actually. More like just the best split times, which is to be expected, but still makes me shake my head and be sad. Phantom is now on the wait. The 36th best run of all time. It's not bad. About tied with what I believe to be... No, this is from 2 days ago. What run is this? Okay, what I believe to be some 42 I got yesterday. Caden really hoping for not a Koopa Troll here. The guy on the... that shell is so wrong. Yeah, that's sad. That does double your chances of a Koopa Troll, since if it wasn't that shell, it's gonna... all the other enemies are gonna have to be dead too. Caden luring this guy to the bottom instead of killing the Squiglet. Sure. What does get Koopa Troll? It's not at a lot of HP either. I'm not sure. They did buy healing, but yeah, they have a bit. It is quite early in the pit to be using those, but if it works, it works. Phantom is pretty low on HP as well. If they take a couple hammer hits to the face in this next room, they might be one shot in 69. But I'm confident they'll get through it. They play 69 very passively, anyways. Okay, pretty okay key in 68. Caden entering what I think is like the 5th slowest room in the pit on average. Getting some... just killing them in order. It is at 60k, so this is pretty fast. Okay. Phantom leveling, reloading. Wow, what a time jump. That was crazy. I need to learn that stat. Another pretty okay split. Not terrible, nothing too bad. Is now on the rose a couple on the about 32nd best run of all time, which really isn't bad for the kind of situation they're in. Their pre-pit was very bad, but this pit is not bad at all. Nice Super Boomer. Caden using the Turley Leaf in room 24 might have, I think they're one shot into the daisies in 26. Might be scary. The chain jump, oh, that was close. The chain jump luckily doesn't deal too much, but I hope they still have healing. I mean, I guess I don't think they would have used the Turley Leaf if they had. Okay, it does have one more Shroom Shake, which is gonna be tough surrounding the rest of the pit without any healing, but what can you do?
Caden doing a pipe jump? No. Just flipping to... Ooh. 3 HP again. Next room's gonna be... Oh, they don't have the key yet. Yeah, it's a smart move to use the pipe. Next rooms are gonna be 27, 28, 29. 28 does have Hammer Bros, which might be scary at 3 HP. But we'll see. 27 only has Squitlets, so... Unlikely they'll take a lot of damage there. Phantom wearing a pretty great 70s. If this room goes well, at least. It's a pretty good door, entry door, exit door pair. There's one horror one you don't want to get here. Getting the key. It's gonna be out and above, about 26 seconds behind PB. Caden struggling not to take damage. Oh, okay. Did it kick a shell, but I believe it's despawned. Okay, just gonna be swooping in 3D and walking back and detonating Boomer. But they're dodging it! What? They're running away. How are they doing that? What? Are they allowed to do that? I'm about to take 3D damage as well. This is scary. You can always, there's ways to replenish your 3D bar in 2D really quickly, but... Okay, now flip maybe? Ooh, it's gonna deal 1 damage, but gonna despawn. Can't even look at Phantom right now, I'm too busy watching what Caden is doing. Why are they moving so much? Where are they moving to? Oh, okay. Did not take any damage on the first guy. Phantom not getting the key from Espana here. That's a pretty big deal, although they did get a pretty good Super Bowl. Throwing the guy... No, okay, taking 1 more damage. Okay, wall kill on this side. It is gonna be a last key in the last hammer, bro. Phantom also getting a last key in this room and despawning the floor. Okay, backing it into the corner. It's not actually a key. Wait, it's a despawn key. It was one of the shelves. That's so sad. But it gets a big egg drop. That's pretty huge for survival. Phantom, unfortunately, with a really bad 84, but at least that's a pretty good 85. Could still be a pretty good run for them if they can get a good this room, good 80s, 86. Isn't a Shell Shock? That's Phantom's signature move. I'm not gonna debate about its effectiveness. Spoiler, I don't believe it in its effectiveness, but okay, gets the key. What do I have to say? They are at 200k now, which is pretty good. Is probably, unfortunately, not going to save time on the split, or on the next one. So PB does not seem very likely. Unfortunately, that copter does not cooperating at all. Yeah, Phantom gets the key in this room. With a 28-11, Phantom is currently on the 26th best pit of all time. Not bad. Phantom not opting. Ooh, Phantom opting to risk it. Phantom sees the record, I think. Opts not to go for the Super Boomer to try to get the key immediately. Didn't pay off, unfortunately, but gets the key down here now. Yeah, it seems
practically impossible. Unless they calm some 90s. It's still a very, very solid run. Imagine that had been a good pre-pet. What a monster that would have been. They are about a minute behind now. At 32:09, that is the about the 21st best pit of all time. About a minute behind the best one. Might still see a 38 here. All depends on the 90s, really. Not hitting the Super Boomer? Okay, hits the Super Boomer finally, but doesn't kill that much. Yeah, this is a tough 90s. Last key. Well, second to last. Keep switching between the channels the channels I'm looking at. Not very helpful. Ends up trading delay. Death in 98. I'm not sure whether that's very likely to happen. 98 is not a very dangerous room. I'm not sure whether Phantom has an attacking item for 98. Goes for the Super Boomer immediately in this room. Not sure. Ooh, gets an attacking item for 98. Nice. Might have gotten the key on the right there. I really count. I couldn't. Ooh, okay. That's not a bad key. Not a bad 90s in total either. If we might see it if 98 goes well, nice key again, then this might still be a 116. Which would be absolutely awesome to see as one of the first races of this tournament. Gets the good spawn as well. Gonna do the clip immediately. Wait, no, it's definitely not a 116, but not bad, not bad. Gets the key there. Yeah, they would have to be out of the room right now, out of 99 to get a 116, but probably a 117. Wow, that's a really, really solid run. That's one of the best runs of all time. Maybe in the top 5, not the best hits, but one of the best runs. Now imagine what would have happened if the early pit went right. It's tragic. Yeah, that's a low 30, that's a pretty low 38. Now if the pre-pit went well, we would be looking at world record here. That is with a 35-24. That is the 8th best hit of all time. Wow. Man, if pre-pit. Crazy. But Phantom can do it. Phantom has been getting some awesome times recently, including this one. Low 38. Recently, everyone's been getting good in pits. Cora got a pit light PB just before this stream. Got like a mid 38. I got another pit light record yesterday with a 37.45, 4 seconds faster. And I guess Phantom's also getting another really good 38 here. Phantom getting the strat. Nice to see. Phantom quality on Phantom stream dropping. And that's it. GG's Phantom. Wow. That's a very low 117. And Phantom's 5th best run. I mean, one of the best runs ever, if anything. That is a 117.15. Wow. What a time. Ties, that ties, me and Castle's PB exactly. Yeah, 38-34 is crazy. That is easily the best time in the tournament so far. And I've also got a T-Sob on Racktail. T-Sob 10s, T-Sob 60s, 70s, 40s. Yeah. Really, really good run. In terms of the total pit, that is the 6th best run of all time. Right behind Korra's run from earlier today, and right ahead of Phantom's run. Okay, Phantom not getting a miracle winner. I wasn't paying that much attention. Phantom's timer says 117.15.
Schick Hydro. Not just a razor. A skin
Okay,
comfort
immediately
system
running an ad. Thank you, Phantom.
with 50% more hydrogel. Hints of aloe
Boomerless?
and skin
I guess, yeah.
protection. Schick Hydro.
If this is
Right
the
for your
best single runner layout available. I'm going to use the toilet. I'll be right back. Okay, we are entering 54, so maybe don't die. There are clubbers in here, which are quite dangerous. They seem to be taking it safe with the boomer uses. Unfortunately, gonna walk out of boomer range. Okay, one shot. Maybe it won't go for another one of those jumps. Okay, has level up, so it's gotten the heal. Caden did get the level up to 120k quiet. Never mind, not actually early. I was assuming that they still had one room 51 coming out. That's the room in which you would usually get 120 if anything, since that you get quite a lot of points there. So you would usually get it either before or in 51. Caden opting to pick up the extra heals, always respectable. Is taking, well, a bit of damage. Might be able to dodge that? Nope. The Daisy tier does only heal, I think, 4 HP, so it's not that useful. Now, next room has some magic blocks which deal quite a lot of damage. They're some of the most damaging enemies in the pet, aside from the Amazy Daisies. He's going to heal with the Daisy tier. I think that makes them 2-shot, or maybe 3-shot. I think maybe they go 4. Does not seem to know the normalized strategy for killing these enemies. Gets another heal. That's huge. Takes quite a lot of damage on these guys. Does have the extra stream shape. But the next level up is quite a ways away at 160, so maybe they'll have to be a little bit careful here. Next room is 62, which has the Dull Bones, which deal 4 with their projectile. And then coming up into 63, which has Clubbers, and 64, but enemies move really fast. Definitely a dangerous part of the game. He's fleeing from the Dull Bones. Does seem to be at least surviving. Hello, Phantom. Would you like
Hello.
a post-run interview?
Yes, please. Yeah.
How did you feel about your run while doing it?
Very sad because I was very annoyed with my pre-pit, and I was actually saying to everyone in call, I was like, I'm just gonna play it safe, and I did for the first 40 rooms, and then I was like, okay, I'm actually on decent pace, because I was looking at my splits the entire time, and I was like, okay, right, I'm within like the magic minute, and then it ended up being on PB pace. And it actually ended up. And it ended up like would have world recording if I played like a normal human being in the pre-pit.
Yeah, some of those parts were tragic. Do you think you on the first fractal? Do you think you jumped too early? What do you think happened?
I rushed it, yeah. Yeah, definitely rushed that one. The second fractal was just unfortunate, really.
You did, yeah. I remember. Yeah, you still could have gone for it even without the guy. You just
Yeah,
had a
I was
lower chance of
tempted
killing.
to, but I didn't know if I'd clip through
Nah, it didn't really happen.
because I've never been to place before.
You did take like 4 T-sobs, at least not my 90s, but you did take the 80s, sadly.
I was thinking like every T-sub going to me.
I'm gonna
That
have to
pick
get
is-
those back soon.
That pit consistency was crazy. Even 80s, I got sub 480s about 200k. Like,
Yeah, you for a T-sub means tourney simul best is on the sheet. We're tracking what the best times in the tourney were. The shell shot was really useful in 86.
yeah, I
I
thought I had to
see.
go for it.
Yeah. I mean 84 was pretty sad as well.
What was that? What happened in 84? Oh yeah, I got a last key. Oh yeah?
Okay, Caden on 5 HP does not have healing anymore, I think. On 1 HP, on 4 HP. You should make a prediction. Do you think that this will be your best run in this tourney? Or do you think
I mean, I'd be surprised if that ever gets beat as a tourney best. Like,
I don't know, we've got some pretty good runners in this one.
yeah, even with that, I just don't think in a tourney setting it's just so difficult to do.
Yeah. Your pre-put, I mean, it wasn't great, but like it was passable. You got GBS
That
pretty
pit-
quickly.
That pit was just really good. I played really well on it. I was really happy with the way I played. I mean, I think I missed a few super winners, but apart from that, I think I played pretty well. I don't know if you're just commenting on my mistakes at the time.
Yeah, I was a little bit. I was talking about how I wouldn't have used the shell shock in 86. That was the main mistake I was talking about.
I didn't see any in the top, so I was like, okay, there must be one at the bottom then. Just went for it. And I was on PB pace, so I was like, I just got a full send it. I'm going to get a good 80s, so
Yeah, did you have a power item at that point? Have you gotten a power item
no,
before?
I got the power item in 94.
95, yeah. That was really lucky. So, Phantom has won this matchup, which means that Phantom is gonna play against Wheels in the next round, next week.
That'd be cool. I gotta tell him about Buffalo CBS off. I tried to go for it.
I saw it on the first one.
I went for Comstom. I tried going for Comstom.
Yeah, you guys need to be doing bufferless GBS at least.
I got the movement and everything. It was annoying.
Caden is gonna be playing. Is not out since there's a double elimination. Caden will be playing Emily in
Yep.
losers round 2.
That'd be a good match. I think, yeah, Kaden got a bit unlucky with GBS.
Yeah, a little bit. They did spend like 5 minutes on it.
But next run there should be saving a lot more.
I mean, doing your first GBS in a run in a tourney as always. I mean, it's unlikely to go that well. Are you still convinced that going for the fast strat on DSE is a good idea?
I mean, I kind of messed it up. I clipped too far out, and I went too far, so I clipped back in. That was the only issue. It's good for me and Owen specifically because the way we do it, we have to wait for the Gummer anyway, so it doesn't really lose much if you go for it. Yeah, because there's a Gummer in the way when you need the final jump to get on the blue blue
Right.
switch.
You guys do some like weird movement, I remember.
So that's why we go for it. So the Gummer's fully out of the way, even if you miss it. But then, yeah, I just clipped too far out in the first one, so I went and did it too far. Because why I clipped back in. I mean, if I just did it normally, I probably would have PB'd, but yeah.
You didn't lose that much in that stage.
I lost 40. With 30,
Probably 30.
yeah, I lost
Okay.
38 to gold. And then that 1-4 was just a shambles. I mean,
Yeah.
can't say too much wrong with the pit though.
No awesome splits, but generally just very consistent.
I feel like me, you, and Cora have just had those. It's just happened the last
Yeah.
2 days for a reason. We've all just had like
Lily's
really
next,
good
I
pits, like
think.
no crazy splits, but really good pits. Yeah, maybe even Owen.
Owen playing pit like on purpose?
Nah, in the pit 20.
Yeah, when he's forced to. Yeah.
Shout there from Ken. Works pretty well as well.
Owen's PB isn't not a 39, right? It's like a 40, 30 something.
I think Owen's PB is a.
That's not true, Cora. I don't believe you.
Owen's
Oh,
pit
not
is
on
a
pit
40.
light. I mean on no, yeah, 40 or something.
Yeah, 40, 36.
Yeah, that's a bit improvable. Although, they do seem to be they are quite a volatile runner in terms of times. So, who knows?
What was my pit in the end?
38, 38, 34. It's crazy. You even beat your AP&T time.
That is my best pit, isn't it?
No, so your pit light. You have a pit light of 38.28, which is a whole
Oh yeah.
6 seconds faster. We're approaching 20, 30 sub 39s soon. Caden really struggling on this specific enemy. I don't know if that's gonna work that well. Okay, that was very well timed. Wow, does have a ton of healing. Do you know what your 90s segment time was?
It was only 2 seconds off yours.
What?
pretty sure.
The
315.
breakdown is I can tell
Oh, it was
you
1
right
second
now.
off yours.
I have a function for this in the
Yeah, it was
core
1 second
program.
off yours.
1 second.
was
of
one
mine,
sec-
okay. I'm
Yeah, I was
lucky,
1
okay.
second off getting every T sub in the last 50.
Okay, for the sub 40s, I have 36. Well, okay, there's 64 sub 40s without we're not including phantoms so far. I have 36. Phantom has 19. Cora has 7, and Castle has 2, and that's all of them.
What's the percentage
I have
of completed
56%.
runs?
Wait, what?
No, oh, like out of your runs that you've done. Completed runs you've done.
Like, I don't know.
Actually, I need to add that to my sheet. Wait, yeah. 117.15.
Like, how often you finish?
How often you get a... Oh no, don't worry. Right, I'll sort it out after. My average is 118.22 now. It's wicked.
Let's say. Maybe it'll stay like that forever if you continue only finishing runs that are better than a 118.
Nah. That's on the run. Not on the run. On live split. We got 118.22 on live split average.
That doesn't say
I
that
finish-
much. I think life split average is like even worse.
My 2026 average is a 118.50. Take that.
Not bad.
Right, I'm gonna let you be. In
My
comps.
God. You,
I've had my-
do I
I've
have,
had-
do I have to?
I've had my interview. I need to go.
Okay. Can I come with you?
This is
Okay. Hello guys, welcome back. I don't know. Caden is gonna be shopping, buying the Super Shroom Shake, which I suppose is smart, although they are pretty close to leveling up. They did get a live shroom at some point, so we'll see how the 80s go. Yeah, Phaser, maybe that's how I should be looking at it. Maybe this is the hypest moment of 2015. I can finally talk bad about— okay, nice key. Maybe I can finally talk bad about Shell Shock 86 now. Nice combo on all of them at the same time. Some pretty nice points. gets a fire burst, might be able to use that on Raktail. Does save time over the strat of just throwing the guys on him. Does not save time over the newer Peach strat. Yeah, this is Wait, did they just use the T-Rage? I was looking for water. It's not a terrible idea. They are one shot here. Okay, just gonna be using all the items. Sure. Not really any point to it, but okay. Okay, yeah, maybe another catch drop will work. I'm not sure whether these can be reasonably caught. Okay, has given up on the catch cards, unfortunately. Using during the Bringo strat, I guess? Maybe? Okay, gets it, I guess. It's not a terrible strat, since it makes you, I think, one-shot the control boomer. But it's just very unlikely to work unless you have a catch card SP. And, I mean, the catch card SP is only dropped from the Magic Lots, which there aren't that many of in the Pokemon before this point. Getting comboed by that one ninja. Really dancing around this one ninja. Doesn't realize you have to go to the middle of the screen first. Going to make a big shell shock, which is generally not done. Barely dodges it, but doesn't flip, so it doesn't go to the bottom, unfortunately. We'll have to either Super Boomer or kill them manually down there. I believe they have the Life Shroom and even more. Okay, wow. Nice Super Boomer, I guess. They have a bit of healing, so I'm not worried for them so I can. Gonna be picking up the Boomer here, which is generally not recommended, since the door spawns up there anyway, so you're gonna have to go up there anyways. I suppose in this instance, it does kill the enemy. It does get the keys, you're gonna have to flip. Never mind, the door is on the bottom here. Okay, most often the door is on the bottom. I guess it wasn't here. I guess I was wrong. But still not exactly optimal, especially since if that guy didn't have he didn't have the key, you were just gonna have to like do it again, I guess, or actually go up there, which would have been incredibly slow. Okay, getting into a bit of a mess as healing, though. Don't think that's the right way. Yeah, it's not. Okay, finally one door. I predicted right. Does not hit the super boomer in this room, unfortunately. This room is one of the best for super boomers in the pit, since all of the enemies tend to, since there's a lot of ninjaries, which tend to fall towards the bottom, since, I mean, they can jump up, but they generally just do it less often. Phaser, why are the ninja bombs blowing up so fast? I'm not sure. That is a glitch that's known, that sometimes ninja bombs in general explode immediately and damage you, but I'm not sure why it's happening so much. I feel like something like this provides an opportunity to look into what Caden is doing different from other runners, which might cause it, but I have absolutely no idea. It has killed a lot of people in the past, but hopefully not Caden. Just gonna use the Fire Burst that deals half their damage, half their health, so if they use another Fire Burst, that's a room clear. I guess that you would want that. Okay, they are going to clear the room with Fire Bursts. I suppose that's not a bad strat if it's maybe a T-Rage or something that one-shots them. Does not get the key, alright. Tough. Maybe, perhaps. Perhaps this is the deep and inner rich mind which we didn't know before this time. I hate these guys flipping. They just do it whenever they feel like it, really. I don't really get it. Yeah, definitely not the right direction to go, since they'll have to, I mean, it does kill it, but that doesn't really help you at all. Just gonna have to go up there anyways. Could have done the pipe clip, but I don't think Caden knows how to do that. Does not have an item because they used all of them in the prior route. Could use the Ghost Stream, I know that's an old backup strat, but he's just gonna kill them with Boomer. Does not get the key. Using the Ghost Room, alright. That's definitely gonna spawn on the platform, and I think they'll have to flip to get it down there. Or maybe walk off and go the long way to the left, since the Ghost Room can't fall at all, unfortunately. Yeah, it's just gonna run away. No, it's blocked by the pipe! Flip! Alright. Okay, well, how incredibly unhelpful. Oh, it does deal a lot. I didn't know Right, I forgot. It ignores defense. That's pretty good. Okay, is getting a last key. Nope, you can't pick the Gustrum up. Oh, he's despawning it! That's the strat. Never seen it done in runs, but he also, I mean, he shouldn't be moving that much, but yeah, Ghostrooms do bypass defense. Yeah, this definitely does not really know how to do this. Oh, that last one might have worked. It's quite unlikely, but it's not impossible. Nope. This is not technically a novel strat. This is something that's been done before. It's just incredibly niche since, well, for one, there's not that many people who know this despawn or have any desire to use it in runs. And even in that case, there's a lot of instances of just using a shell shock, and with the shell shock you can't really kill the topmost red jump, so you want to leave that for last to kill it with like Boomer later. So you would never have the last one be this bottom one, which this is a situation required to be able to despawn it. The thing with despawns is that they only work when when every enemy is out of bounds. So in this case, it only works if every enemy is dead, aside from the bottom one, which is the one that can be pulled down with some good throw manipulation. Which is taking a lot of damage. Does only have 2 minutes left on the clock. Oh, that might have worked. That was good. It was not. They are just jumping way too high, and no, you can't really be moving during it. Yeah, but I think oh, that one was really good. That was a really good like pull down. It was that was a very good input on the one thing that was really well done. But I mean, it's not standing close enough. I think that was a nice pull down at least. A pull down is not really like a standardized name. Has about a minute 28 left on the clock. Yeah. I feel like maybe it might be time to throw in the towel, but I mean, you can never fault someone for trying. You are gonna die. Okay, 4 HP, still not one shot. Does have the live stream. Okay, is going to go for the 56 seconds, 55. Oh, that worked! Finally! Great job, GG's. That one was finally with the guy close to the ground and a good despawn, even if it wasn't in any standard form. Okay, these are all one shot. Do not use the life stream to heal, please. Don't switch. That might just kill you. Yeah. Okay. Please remember how to play this room. Yep, that's it. How you play this room? Nope. Nope. Okay, I'm scared. Is not even remotely close to level up, unfortunately. Okay. Does enter Ragtail at one shot for Ragtail and no healing items or life streams anymore. Or please remember to stop the stream. That would be nice, I think. We could also raid Thyme since they are in a pretty good PB pace right now. Okay, we'll see whether they take damage, hopefully not. It's waiting on exactly the spot that makes no Rackle spawn. For some reason that exists. Okay, just pooling all of the guys on the left, which might be tough later on. Two guys are shooting. Guy on the right is gonna shoot. Dodge the bullet. Is outmaneuvering the guys. Is even a one-shot to walking into them, unfortunately. Okay, first cycle. Guy on the left is gonna shoot. No! That's so sad. After that, Tumultuous 98 too. Damn. Rest in peace. Not a bad run. Although the GBS unfortunately was quite unfortunate. Thank you for watching, people. This is the last race of the second round. We'll be back next week with some even more better runs. Is it over already? Nope, I'm confused. The virtual camera is just gone.